What is up, everybody? Look at that. It's Dreamcast Guy talking about Xbox yet again. Let's shit on them. Let's go.
Gamers Dreamcast Guy here. Today we're talking about the death of Xbox, because I do truly believe that here in the next couple of months...
Here he goes. Hey, the death of Xbox. You know, Xbox? Let me put my controller up 10 more times to signify that I have an Xbox.
At the start of 2026, I fully expect that Team Green is just gone. I think that Microsoft is about to completely...
They already are, dude. Their hardware sucks. It's selling like shit. And then their software, like, I don't see that lasting in the future. Hell, Game Pass is not even the best way. I mean, it's not even the cheapest way to experience Xbox games on the Xbox. It's not. If you actually get physical games used, you will actually be able to buy the fucking game and play it whenever the hell you want. You don't have to wait a month, or yeah. It's not like you have to, or no, you have to play it within a month or whatever, right? No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You buy a game, you own it. You know, not fully digital and shit like that, but you know, you own it more than fucking Game Pass. That's for sure. I mean, Game Pass, you wouldn't even know if the fucking game will last there for very long. You guys do realize that if a game is not theirs, they need to pay a license to keep that game in Game Pass, right? It's basically the shitty-ass Netflix of gaming. Why the hell would you want that? I don't.
Dismantle permanently the Xbox brand, very likely canceling all future consoles, but it's also more than that. I think they're going to probably just try to split apart stuff, maybe sell their studios, do mass layoffs. And today, though, I wanted to talk about the fact...
Yo, if they bought all those studios just to sell them, which, you know what, I would not mind, by the way. Yeah, seriously, fuck Microsoft. Not only do they not do anything with the studios, but when they do, they ruin them. Like, goddamn Microsoft, you always have just a giant L on your forehead, don't you? It's crazy.
That something interesting has been happening this week, which is that a lot of the biggest Xbox YouTubers, Xbox journalists, Xbox websites are saying that it's just dead. It's over. That at this point, nobody even cares about it. Their views are down. Their entire clicks are down. The attention is down. The audience is just gone. I do feel like a lot of this comes down to the fact that...
I mean, they kind of did nothing but make their audience go everywhere. It's kind of really natural, really. I mean, if I had to imagine, a lot of them went to PC or PlayStation. And like Microsoft trying to have this play anywhere shit, it's not gonna fucking work out as much as they think it is, right? Let's just like go down the platforms that it will be on, right? This play anywhere crap. Okay, you're gonna have on PC. People on PC won't fucking give a shit. I should know because I'm one of them, right? We care about Steam, maybe GOG, maybe all sorts of shit. We don't give a shit about Xbox stuff on PC. We don't. We care if your game is on Steam, we'll check it out then, but if it's not, go fuck yourself. You know? Basically same with everything, really. That's the same rule set with everything, right? And then, what? They're trying to make it on mobile, right? Dude, people on mobile don't give a fuck about your stupid, Xbox Play Anywhere or whatever the hell. They're not going to pay $15 or more a month just to stream Xbox games. You're not being realistic, Microsoft. Yeah, I'm attacking their software now, not just their hardware. Yeah, their hardware is dead. We all know that. But even their software does not have longevity to it. It doesn't. No one wants to fucking do that. No one wants to stream Xbox games for fucking, for that much, especially on their phones. Like, bro, people on phones want to play phone games, not fucking micro slop games that they have to stream. Fucking A. Oh, Lord. And then Nintendo and Sony won't allow their fucking Game Pass or Play Anywhere on there, so they're kind of screwed, because their only place where that might do anything, which is the Xbox hardware, well, they kind of screwed it up, didn't they? Yes, they did. They screwed it up. Because now no one's buying an Xbox. So, oops.
Xbox fanboys have gotten the worst beating. The people that specifically jumped on the Xbox Series X...
That's kind of what they get for staying on the platform, I'm not going to lie. Like, after the Xbox One, y'all should have just jumped shipped. I'm not going to lie to you.
Now they've had to suffer through multiple price increases, the gutting of Game Pass. I mean, just in general, even them going full...
$30 a month. They're fucking crazy.
Third party, Xbox is so dang dead. But I want to really explore this and kind of look at all the different reactions to it, because a lot of people sort of seemed like shocked that really, after buying so many companies, buying Bethesda, buying Activision Blizzard, buying the biggest, most profitable companies on the planet, they just died even faster. But
yeah, you know what? I think I heard this from Griffin Gaming, but Griffin said that Microsoft just had Xbox buy these studios, right, just to keep his fucking job longer. I'm actually thoroughly convinced that is the case too, because the stupid motherfucker didn't do anything with them. He did not manage them correctly, and every time that they do anything with them, they fail miserably. Like, hey, seriously, man. Like, fucking Black Ops 7. What the hell was that, bro? What the hell was that? How can you ruin Call of Duty when you could just sat back, let Bobby Kotick take over, and you would literally rake in free money? Well, maybe not free money, because maybe the money that you spent buying Activision. Yeah, maybe that, but whatever.
Let's break it down. I hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yes, this video is completely fueled by a sugar rush. I just ate maybe an entire pound of homemade channel. I infinitely respect Digital Foundry. They do such interesting work about pixel counting, resolution dips, performance capture. These guys are just experts in a field that they truly own all to themselves. And they said, looking over the year, our coverage of Xbox titles in videos almost feels like it's getting harder and harder to justify from a work return perspective. Very little views there, even for titles you'd think would draw them in. I wonder what the future is there. Essentially what they're saying is that, say you're trying to put out 5 videos this week, right? And it costs you, a couple $1,000s total in work, in editing, in hardware, stuff like that, right? And 4 of them are going to really, really overperform. A Nintendo Switch 2 comparison. Oh, here's a new patch for some game on the PS5 Pro. Those videos all overperform, whereas the Xbox videos, nobody watches them. There is just no care anymore about Xbox Series X versus S. Or
why should there be? Why should there be? Dude, there's no excitement around those shitty platforms. What? The other excitement is or what? Like another fucking excitement is oh, look, more price increases. Oh, look, another game or service that you could have cheaper on the PC. Whoa! Why should anyone be excited for Xbox specifically? The hardware, not the gay-ass software, which is still shit in my opinion. I think Game Pass is a failure. I think the Xbox Play Anywhere is stupid. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of those, personally. And I never liked Game Pass, if I'm being honest, or never found a use for it. Because it's like, again, I was smart and bought my games used, boxed. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. In fact, I like shopping like that. I do. Maybe you guys should get off your lazy asses for the people who buy digital and do that. Who knows?
Graphics on PC versus graphics modes on Xbox Series X. Xbox content is just so dead and so irrelevant. They're like, we might as well just axe that content because at this point it's not worth it. It's better to have a day off than get a video out there that's just gonna absolutely bomb. Now, this is Jez Corden of Windows Central. Obviously, used to be a Windows leaker, kind of besmirched. Now, Jez used to be somebody that was very...
I mean, here's the sad part, though. These Xbox dudes will just, like, hype up anything.
Jez Corden of Windows Central. Obviously, used to be a Windows leaker, kind of besmirched. Now, Jez used to be somebody that was very reputable back in the day. He had a lot of really interesting sources and stuff, especially on the launch.
I would love to see the horrible leaks he gave with Windows 11.
Of the Xbox Series X, but he really bet on stuff saying there's no way that Xbox is going third party, there's no way they're increasing the prices. Now, at this point...
Oh, yeah, this is the retard that said that? Right. This is the Xbox fanboy that said that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, God, guys, it's only going to be 4 games. After he's been caught in his fucking lie, obviously. Because Microsoft, a.k.a. Phil Spender, he fucking, he came out and said, yeah, we're going to be releasing these 4 games on the Xbox. And then the Xbox dudes got slightly upset and then still gamed on Xbox. What the hell is wrong with you guys? What? What is actually wrong with you guys? And then this idiot is like, my Xbox will never go third party and stuff like that. And then now they're going full third party. Isn't that funny?
Kind of a meme, no offense to him, but he said, same, we literally only cover Xbox.
Dreamcast guy, stop being a pussy and say it for what he is. He's an Xbox cockwriter that fucking was more wrong than the American politicians, okay? Just say it like that. Stop being a pussy, Dreamcast guy, for real.
From a gaming perspective, and we're doing far more traffic on Steam Deck. It's wild. Now, part of that's just the fact that, honestly, the Steam Deck fan base, myself included, very rabid. It is interesting, though, that even an Xbox website is like, brother, we just...
The Steam Deck was meant to be a additional platform, not something to replace your, Switch or whatever, even though it does for me, personally. Like because Nintendo's titles are such ass. Like, they're really bad. They're modern titles. And, whatchamacallit, and I really bought the Switch for the modern third-party games, because admittedly that was impressive that a modern portable was able to play modern games. It may not sound that interesting, but it is. But when the Steam Deck was able to do that better, and hell, even does that better than the Switch 2 in many cases, well, I just got myself a Steam Deck. So, it's actually a better additional platform, and I would say that's part of the PC sales, not really Steam Deck sales, you know what I mean? Because, it's a PC. It's not like it's its own console, so...
Can't get those Xbox clicks. Now, Nip here says, Xbox's ability to diminish their own relevancy, even after spending over $83 billion, this is for all their acquisitions, ought to be studied. It's almost impressive how consistently bad they've been at strategy...
It's true though. I mean, I think Nib is like some PlayStation fanboy or something, but this is actually true. Xbox like their ability to diminish their own relevancy after buying, after spending over 83 billion. That's true. That's sad. How do you accomplish that?
Management and marketing. And I think this is such an interesting trifecta that
I mean, they like got Bethesda. They didn't do anything with them, and anything that they did do with them was so bad that they didn't even make it for other platforms. That's a sad part. It's like what the fuck is it called? What is that stupid thing called? Starfield. Starfield is so bad that they didn't even put it on PlayStation a year later or something like that. It was really that fucking horrid. Or Switch, or Switch 2, or anything like that. They're not making the game for any other platform. That's the sad part. And if the rumor is true about, like, this 2.0 version of the game, why? Literally, why? How about you fucking get your asses up and make Skyrim 6, or, it's not Skyrim, it's like Elder Scrolls 6. How about you do that?
Did nail, right? It's all three of them. Strategy. They're spacing out games, overhyped stuff, constantly letting people down, constantly just letting their biggest stuff go third party. Management,
Yeah, and they've been doing that since Xbox One days, and you idiots are still staying on Xbox. Like, you guys deserve it. Like, really, you do.
That they've done so many layoffs, so much.
Xbox should be dead. The console industry should be dead by now. You idiots should stay out of consoles. Get out of consoles. God, dude. Don't get me wrong, I wish this was like the 7th generation where every platform was fucking awesome. PC, Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo Wii, DS, PSP, all those fucking platforms, I mean all of them, were amazing for their own right. They really were. It's amazing how much of a downgrade this was. Amazing.
Just random stuff inside. The amount of people that have left Xbox that seem to really know what they're doing, I think it's a sign that the management is a sinking ship at best, and the marketing. Think about all the games that even...
Bro, the management, I don't know how they did not fire the motherfuckers that they did. I'm telling you guys, Microsoft is one of the main components of DEI, and that proves it. Seriously. How the fuck did they not fire these idiots who did not know what the hell they were doing? Honestly, I'm pretty confident I could have done a better job. And, you're just armchair executive. Yeah, well, they hired a bunch of DEI retards who are even dumber than me. So, what do you think that means? Jesus.
In the last 2 years, that had literally zero marketing. Hellblade Senua's Saga, right? I don't really care much about that game, but that got zero marketing. Outer Worlds 2, zero marketing. South of Midnight, zero marketing.
Good, those are shit games anyways. You know what, they should have been canned, really, if I'm being honest. Like, Hellblade 2 took way too long to make, and it was a piece of shit that ran at 30 frames per second on the Series X, and that had little to no gameplay. It was a shitty movie game, basically. Are you kidding me, bro? It's like, oh my lord. Oh god. And then South of Mid? Wow, just a garbage fucking version of Devil May Cry. Whoa, dude. Crazy. A dog shit DEI version of fucking Devil May Cry. When literally, why would I do that when I could just buy Devil May Cry 5 for $10 most of the time on Steam when it's on sale? Like, bro, these fucking stupid modern games, when they try to copy better games and fail miserably but have a higher price tag, dude, get the fuck out of this hobby. Like, for real.
It just seems like, why are you even bothering to make games that cost you hundreds of millions of dollars if you're not even going to spend, I don't know, $4 million on ad buy or something, right? But I also saw this. So Destin,
it doesn't matter if they advertise those stupid games. First off, a lot of them were on Game Pass, and even though I do believe that if a game is good enough, Game Pass won't really affect it. That's the problem, though. They're not good. Those games are not good. So yeah, that's the issue right there. And like, not to mention that they mostly made it for these idiots who, I mean, not idiots. Well, they are if they stayed on Xbox. Not if they're casual, like, there's some parents, I saw it, there's some parents that just buy their kids Xbox. Are those kids idiots? No, they're not. I'm just saying, like, anyone who decided to stay with Xbox, dude, they just played the game on Game Pass. You know what I mean? And it's like, they had it on PC, sure, but PC gamers don't buy that garbage. We don't. We don't buy that shit. We don't. No one buys that shit, actually. So it was just Game Pass fodder, essentially. That's really what the game was made around. And here's the thing that I had to question with these Xbox grifters, you know, even though that they pretend to be PC guys. No, you're not. You're an idiot. You're too stupid to be a PC guy. Because if you, like, honestly defend Game Pass, you are not a PC gamer, bro. You're not. How are you defending Game Pass when it does not have any value compared to Steam or getting, even for Xbox, buying your games physically, like I said earlier in this video? Dude. Retarded. They're ridiculous.
Gary has been a guy who's been very pro Xbox for a lot of years. Recently, he went independent, and he was always the guy who, I want to say that he's optimistically Xbox, which is that I'm not going to say he's out here defending bad decisions. He's not out here saying, you know, Microsoft will all come out in the wash. I always saw him as the kind of guy where when Xbox did questionable stuff, he was more leaning on the side of, I think this will come out in the end. I think they could do a price drop. I think the Xbox handheld has a lot of potential.
Yeah, that's fanboying. Like, for real. First off, it's not an Xbox handheld. If it was an Xbox handheld, you'd be able to play your Xbox digital games, your Xbox console digital games, like seamlessly. It is not an Xbox handheld. It is a PC handheld that has the Xbox logo on it. That's it.
And he's been kind of, in my opinion, the most shocked about the fact that, honestly, this has just gone from bad to worse to apocalyptic in such a short frame of mind. Xbox content creators, there's a rumor going around that Xbox traffic is bad. Digital Foundry and Windows Central are reporting very poor numbers. Has this been...
That's pretty funny. I mean, of course, what is there exciting about Xbox? What exactly is there exciting? Whatever is on Xbox, it's better on PC. What is there to report or to even do with the Xbox platform? And I do mean the console. Like what? Wow, here's more price increases. Like that's it. That's all you guys have now. Price increases. Damn.
For you, noticeably worse. Now, I can say anecdotally, you've probably noticed, but this year, I usually genuinely liked talking about the console wars. It's been fun talking about Xbox versus PlayStation or big giant cool moves and price.
I disagree. It would be fun if there's actually some competition. There isn't. Sony has been fucking riding this whole, market for the past like fucking 10 years now. Nintendo hasn't been competing with them properly. Now, even with the Switch one, they have not. Right? And then Xbox, they have been fumbling the fucking bag ever since the middle of the Xbox One generation. Like, bro, there's nothing of value between the fight between Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation anymore. There isn't. They're not competing with each other anymore like they did in the Wii, 360, and PS3 era. They're not. They all suck in their own way. Meanwhile, the Wii, 360, and PS3 were awesome in their own way. It's that simple.
And trailer announcers and sneaks, and I just didn't really do that kind of content this year because there isn't an Xbox. I mean, Phil Spencer's not really making that many statements. The only time I really cover him at this point is when they really do a significant layoff.
Yeah, I think he was just done with his lying at this point. Like, he lied enough for the entire Series X generation. Maybe that's why he didn't.
Or when they release like 1 or 2 games a year that actually interest me, like Avowed. I reviewed Avowed, right? It's just the kind of thing now where nobody really cares. Now, Jez is trying to backpedal like he typically does. I didn't say traffic was very poor. Guide traffic has been obliterated. Now, I feel like he's trying to say, oh, when I read an article, those still get views. It's the guide traffic that's bad. Now, here's the thing. Guide traffic to a lot of websites, anybody that's inside of stuff like IGN or GameSpot, they'll tell you that guide traffic is like a huge part of your entire profitability. Going to the website whatsoever, you're going to see those sidebar ads and stuff, right? The journalism may get that like constant people that care about you, that know about your stuff, but guide content, that's what actually gets people coming to the website over and over again, Googling, right? Where do I get all the dingleberries for the dingleberry tree in South of Midnight? Or where do I get the Sword of a Thousand Truths in World of Warcraft? Doing that is what actually drums up that like normie traffic. He's essentially saying there's just zero interest in any Xbox guides whatsoever. Nobody's looking up Halo stuff. It's just at this point, Xbox.
Why would anyone look up a guide of a game that's been out for fucking forever? Oh, yeah, for the PlayStation guys, they're finally looking up guides about fucking Halo? No, absolutely not. Of course not. Oh, but I guess, like, they're talking about the Xbox side. Well, okay, if you are, the only last fucking Halo that released was the dog shit Halo Infinite. You think anyone is looking up guides on that piece of shit? Of course not. And obviously it's not literally just Halo, but what Xbox game is worth looking up guides on, bro? What? Literally none. They all suck.
From a guide perspective is less than zero. But I want to go to this here. I think this is a 3-pronged problem. And the first part is definitely that there is a leak that came out about 5 days ago from Kepler2. Kepler2 is actually a pretty renowned leaker who knows all sorts of insider numbers that you're not really supposed to know. And he's pretty dang accurate. And he said that from what he's heard, they've sold less than 1 million Xboxes in 2025.
That's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure it was significantly less than 1 million.
Now, keep in mind, they sold about 14 million Nintendo Switch 2s in just the last 6 months. I think PlayStation came in at about 10 million PlayStation 5 sold this year, including the PS5.
Wow, crazy to think, right? A shitty console that wasn't really that good to begin with, does nothing but get price increases and has no fucking games coming out, is not selling anywhere near as much as they wanted to. What? No way.
So the profitability of the PlayStation, even on a per unit basis, is way up. That means that at best, for every 11 consoles sold, Xbox sells 1. This to me shows the fact that the most important aspect of a lot of the gaming industry stuff is growth. It's not just your current fan base.
Here's the thing. No, they're just misguided as all hell. And I'm happy. Microsoft is a shitty, evil corporation, so fuck them anyways, and fuck Bill Gates. But the thing is that, here's the thing. I never seen mismanagement this amazing before. I really haven't. How the fuck is Microsoft still a $1 trillion company, yet they can't do this shit right? It's not just Xbox too. They failed on a lot of products. How the fuck are they still worth 3 million? Or 3 trillion, sorry. Damn. Anyways, yeah, so here's the fucking thing. They no longer care about console sales. They're trying to build up their Xbox ecosystem. But dumb fuck, tell me how that's possible when PlayStation is not going to accept Game Pass. You know what I mean? That's their future, right? Game Pass or shit like it. And thus, obviously, the Play Anywhere isn't going to be on PlayStation either. Duh. They have their own subscriptions. Nintendo is not going to allow your shitty Game Pass. Steam is not going to allow your Game Pass. Are you stupid? So there's no other platform that's going to allow your fucking Game Pass other than your shitty ass own. So why do you not care about the Series X or console or hardware sales? Are you stupid, Microsoft? Are you dumb? And then the one chance you had to redeem the Xbox platform with the amazing portable, you chose to do the shitty generic PC handheld route that just has the Xbox logo on it. Are you dumb as fuck or something? Microsoft, really get help. Actually get help.
Is that you're always reaching out. You're always finding new people. You're always getting new cheerleaders to talk about the grant, to get them into the ecosystem. And at this point, it's pretty clear that there just isn't that hype, that excitement for anything Xbox. And all the price increases definitely aren't helping with it. I mean, look at this. Nobody is buying this. I think problem 2 is definitely that all these price increases, there is just...
I love how it says 120 frames right there. Right, I can't zoom in more than that. But yeah, right fucking there. It's oh, really, 120 frames? Tell me what Xbox Series X game runs at 120 frames other than some shitty indie slop. Tell me what runs at 120 frames on the shitty ass Series X. Please tell me. Hell, I don't even know what runs at 120 frames on the fucking PS5. Damn.
So much that makes people think, look, why would I buy an Xbox? Even if I had $600. This is the discounted version. Usually it costs $650. They're basically being like, brother, why would I even get that? Digital Foundry, they also hit the nail on the head, which is that I do feel like just in general, a lot of games now are just not optimized as well on the Xbox Series X. If your options are, if you've got the same $600 and...
Well, they're also not optimized at all for consoles, period. Games run better on PC because they're starting it off nowadays on PC. And then they downscale it for PS5 and Series X, and the PS5 Pro version is even more of a disaster than the Series X versions of the game. So what are you talking about? Consoles all across the board are shit when it comes to optimization. Even worse than PC, because at least with PC, you could do something about it. Even when a game sucks on there, you could do something about it. Consoles, you can't. If a game runs horribly on there, well, you could wait for a patch, I guess, if you're lucky. And if the game isn't doing shit, good luck.
Are to buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, it runs better. It looks better. It's not just even about the exclusives. Put the exclusives aside. If you're trying to get a singular system, the PS5 is going to have more people online. It's going to have more sales. It's going to have cheaper stuff. And also, on top of everything else, the games just look better. And if you're trying to buy a console...
Not by much. Yeah, don't suck PlayStation's cock too much there, Dreamcast guy. All right, no. Their shitty-ass system isn't that much better, if I'm being honest. The PS5 is a failure too, so is the Switch 2. All these systems suck, if I'm being honest, and they're not really that much better than each other. The only platforms that are doing amazingly in terms of engagement and sales and all that shit is PC. It's PC, I mean, yes, the Switch 2 is doing fine for a launch, but it's not going to do well in the long term. It's not, bro. I mean, it'll probably do 75 to 80 million, but then what about the Switch 3? That's probably gonna do 50 million if they keep up the dumb shit, right? That's what I'm saying. Or the Switch 4 is probably going to do 30 million. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to keep dwindling from there. There's no long-term success that's going to happen with them. It's that simple. You know? It's really that simple. If they keep up the dumb shit, I mean. And then when it comes to PlayStation, no one gives a fuck about their games. Their games are dwindling in fucking quality, and they keep re-releasing the same garbage games. The hell? And no one wants them. Over and over. You know? Damn, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they put all their bets on fucking on games as a service, and now they don't have anything. Sony doesn't have anything in the woodwork. And then what? The one game that they announced? The Heretic Prophet? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? Man, that game's gonna flop. And Marathon? Really? That game's also gonna flop. Like, bro.
You're trying to get that like best console experience. You're not trying to spend like $3,000 on a high-end gaming PC. You kind of have to go PlayStation because that's where the stuff doesn't look like crap. But it does also come down to the final third prong, which is the fact that there just really isn't games. Now I'm going to make an offensive joke here. Xbox doesn't get the no games criticism the way the PS5 does, in the same sense that it's uncouth to laugh at a disabled person falling out of a wheelchair. It's uncouth to laugh at a disabled person falling out of a wheelchair. And I think this is the perfect way to put it, right? PS5 does not have nearly enough exclusives. I feel like when PlayStation does release a game like Ghost of Yotei, it's great. I love it. I cheerlead it. I play the hell out of it. I try to get the platinum. I mess with difficulties and stuff.
Ghost of Yotei is a fucking recycled piece of shit. Stop. I don't know what the hell is up with that glazing of that shitty game. Oh, just like the first one. That came out 5 years ago, bro. Really? So even if you guys did like the first one, I didn't care for it. It's a generic-ass fucking stupid samurai game. I don't care. But, like, if you do like the first one, I get it. But didn't that come out 5 fucking years ago? And then they release a shitty sequel that has a worse protagonist, right? That recycles the same damn gameplay. Like, it's basically glorified DLC. That's what it is. It's glorified DLC. Maybe it adds this mechanic and that mechanic. Does that really warrant a fucking $70 price tag? Really? Really? My goodness, man. People on console are way too easily impressed. You guys are brain dead people, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Damn. Back in the fucking PS2 era, even when a game came out on the same platform, a sequel actually fucking meant something, you know? Like, look at Grand Theft Auto Vice City versus San Andreas. That is a fucking phenomenal sequel to it. I mean, it's not a sequel directly, like, in terms of story, but in terms of gameplay, it is. You know? That's the next iteration of GTA, and it fucking did amazing in that sense. Look at Kingdom Hearts 1 versus Kingdom Hearts 2. Holy fuck. That is a huge, amazing difference. That is amazing. Amazing difference. Better mechanics, better combat, better magic. Bro, no. Kingdom Hearts 2 killed it, man, with the being a sequel, a direct sequel. Well, not direct, but whatever. In terms of story, but whatever. Yeah, like in the PS2 era, bro, a sequel actually meant something. Like it did. You know? And that's the PS2 era. Again, those were games that are on the same platform. It's not like I'm being facetious and being like, oh, this is a game on the PS1, and then the sequel was on the PS2. Nope. Same console. Same limited console. And the sequels were way fucking better. Like, come on, bro.
But that definitely doesn't happen enough.
Especially if you're going to take 5 years compared to the last one. Are you kidding me?
But I feel like at the same time, people say PlayStation doesn't have enough games because I feel like that is a fair complaint. How is there like 80 million people?
No, that's not a fair complaint. That is like 100% legitimate complaint. They don't have any games. And any games that they would have is coming to PC, so it's like your shitty console isn't worth it anyways. You know, if I could play those games better, why wouldn't I?
Bought a PS5 and there's like less than 8 great exclusives. Great Astrobot. Okay, Last of Us remastered. But nobody even makes that point about Xbox because who cares? Xbox is so irrelevant. It is so dead. Nobody even cares to say, hey, why don't you have any games? Because at this point, people are basically saying, hey, why don't you have a console? I just saw so many people saying, it's just a dead platform. Blame the brain-dead fanboys for never asking for better. Blame...
Very fucking true. It's like the fact that there are some stupid fanboys on YouTube talking about it and like trying to engage anything with it, trying to lie in order to gain some hype for it. They're fucking stupid. And then this has not been something that anyone has called out enough. But these stupid games taking forever to release on Xbox and they look like the most mid shit in the world is also a fucking problem. Like, how the hell did you announce what is it? Like, how the hell did you announce Fable, right? Before the Series X even came out. And then it's still not out, bro. And whatever they showed looks like ass. Oh god, I hate modern gaming. This is why I moved to PC, bro. This is why I moved to PC.
Phil Spencer and the company for never doing better. Thankfully, Nintendo fans were smart enough to ask for better after the Wii U, and after that man left the company.
Bro, the funny thing is I actually kind of disagree with that. I don't think that the Switch is directly better than the Wii U. I know, call me crazy. I really don't think so. The Wii U had a much better hardware, and I don't mean specs, but I love the controller better.
Asked for better after the Wii U, and after that man left the company. I just think it's interesting that in a lot of ways, this I do think is part of it. I do think that so many of the Xbox YouTubers really sold themselves on the next year is best. And I think this happens.
Yeah, they have been doing that, man, for a long time. You know, I heard Griffin Gaming said they did that since 2017. That's not true, dude. They've been doing that ever since, like, what, before the Xbox One came out? Does anyone remember when they said, here's 20 games that's in development for the Xbox One or some stupid shit? So then people since E3 of, for E3 2012, they're like, oh, just wait until next year, bro. Or E3 2013, they're like, oh, wait until E3 2014. So actually, no, they've been doing that ever since, before the Xbox One launched, but in the same year that it was announced. You know what I mean? So actually, no, they've been doing that for a long time. These Xbox coping losers have been doing that for a while now, bro. It's crazy.
Right? I think this happens a lot in gaming, which is that people are always excited about the possibility of what's coming over the horizon, right? That next cool thing, the prospective teaser trailer. What is Intergalactic going to be like? When is Naughty Dog actually going to release a game, right? Are we going to get an Astrobot 2?
That's what we're going to get. Anyways, no. Saw an article on whatever.
The potential is almost more exciting than the game itself. And you just can't have that experience with Xbox anymore. There is no Xbox potential. This is the...
No, any potential that they had was squashed and fucking squandered, man, for the longest time. They could have had any game, bro, be made. This is fucking Microsoft we're talking about. They could have made a game where every single thing evolves, like that piece of grass will die or eventually, you know what I mean? Like they could have had the most detailed, amazing game with the best performance, best gameplay, best graphics, best features, everything, bro, everything. So, man, yeah, I'm done.
Xbox. And like you would always expect, it doesn't end with a giant explosion or a crazy merger. It ends with a wet fart in an empty elevator. I saw this article by Engadget and I thought it was premature.
I mean, if it's an empty elevator, it wouldn't really matter. It would be the next person's problem. That was a bad analogy, Dreamcast guy, but whatever. I know what he's trying to say. Xbox just had a horrible end, and yeah, that's true. Really, right? And if Xbox fanboys are really trying to, give this whole notion that this stupid Xbox PC thing is going to be more than a PC, a genuine PC, but with more emphasis on the Xbox app and the Microsoft Store, then they're just dumb. Then they're just dumb. I'm sorry. It is just going to be an expensive PC. It's not Xbox at all, other than them trying to shove down the Xbox PC interface with the Microsoft Store down your throat. That's it. That's it. Kind of like how Windows 11 shoves stupid ads down your throat, Copilot down your throat. It's really like that. That's really all it's going to be, right? So just to let you guys know, this Xbox PC ain't going to be shit. It's not. Or nothing that you haven't seen before in a better price tag. So I don't know, man. In fact, I think the Steam machine is going to be better than it. Who knows? Anyways, please be sure to comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff, guys. And what a tragic way for Xbox to go away. What a tragic way for a once huge titan, and that was fucking up Sony in the beginning of the 7th generation, is now just this DEI piece of crap that doesn't even know what the hell it's trying to do, honestly. And to me, I don't see it having any long-term success, even with its software side. So if you want to say, oh, Xbox is not just the hardware anymore, it transcended that. Well, it's going to transcend itself into irrelevancy, because other than giving its popular games to more popular platforms, I don't see how it's going to do anything, honestly. So, yeah, the console's dead. The brand is dead. It's going to die. I don't see any longevity to it. The only reason why it even lasted this long is because of names like Halo, Gears, and all that shit. You know, so... Anyways, please sure like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.